Good morning, International Business class. My name is Alexa, and for our news update this morning, I'll be talking about our favorite little bug, the coronavirus, and the effect it's having on our world, specifically in Africa and Asia. So, according to an article published by the Wall Street Journal, Africa should be especially cautious to rely on China in its debt crisis. As you can imagine, many of Africa's impoverished countries are experiencing extra stress on their budgets and as a result are seeking debt relief in this time. Naturally, they're quick to rely on one of the largest creditors in the world, China. However, these nations have reported some murky activity from the Chinese in their requests for debt forgiveness, essentially just forgetting the loans. One example of this murky activity is officials in Zambia saying that China is requiring collateral for debt forgiveness, which would mean Zambia would have to surrender the third largest mine in the country to the Chinese if they're unable to pay. Other African countries have also reported that certain loans from Chinese entities contain provisions which require these African and impoverished nations to release assets if they're unable to pay them back. Another example is some large Ugandan assets. So in Uganda, both their airport and main power plant are funded on loans from China, and the government has a provision in there which says they're required to release those assets to the Chinese if they're unable to pay. Thankfully, the Ugandan government has yet to default on the loan, but we'll see how long that lasts in this time. Of the topic, a Chinese foreign ministry spokesman says that China does not pressure countries in difficulties for payment of debt, but favor bilateral consultation. We'll see what that really means. The Trump administration has regularly warned African countries that lending with China could result in losing certain assets, and it looks like these warnings are becoming especially relevant in the wake of the coronavirus.